Well, ChatGPT Codex has a pet feature that lets you click on your pet, your digital pet, and then it will bring up the ChatGPT Codex window. Now, initially, I was dismissing this feature because it is just nice to have and there is almost no value or use of this pet. But surprisingly, there is actually a use case or situations when the pet can be very handy. So when you're running a very long, complicated agentic task, usually it's going to have many different status or progress or checkpoints, and sometimes it's going to ask you for permission. So when you are working on something, I don't think you'll see you want to open ChatGPT Codex all the time. So I think you might want to do something else. So this pet will tell you the status about what you need to do. So you know exactly when you need to go back to ChatGPT Codex and then intervene or do something. So I would say yes, there is actually something useful about the pet feature in ChatGPT. And now you can create your own custom pet in ChatGPT Codex. So let me show you how you can do it. First, obviously, you need the desktop version of ChatGPT Codex. You can download that via the official website, and then you can log in with your ChatGPT account. And you can create a digital pet like this from a photo. You can do that. Now, I don't have a pet, a physical pet. So I'm going to be using this polite cat as an example. Let me just copy the image and let's bring that back to ChatGPT Codex, and you can start a new message. You don't have to work on a particular project. It is totally optional. Now, right here, you want to type / and then type hatch pet. So this is the option that you want to enable. And then you can tell it to create a pet from this picture. Oops, sorry about that. Pet. And send the query and just wait for ChatGPT, for the AI tool, to build all the assets needed, because this is going to be quite a long process. The last time I tried to create my own ChatGPT Codex pet, it took about 39 minutes, almost 40 minutes. So this is going to be a long process. Just be patient, but usually you don't have to do anything. And also in the meantime, you can always check the existing pets on ChatGPT Codex. You can navigate to settings, go to pets, and right here you can see that there are some other pets that you can select for your account. Okay, they don't show up for some reason, but basically you can see the preview right here on this page. So in the meantime, you can use any one of them. So I guess I'll just skip a while and I'll be back when it is done creating all the assets for this digital pet. Okay, so it's done. Probably because I got this notification from the pet. I'm going to open it, and there it goes. So basically it just created the sprites for that animal, for the pet. And yeah, it looks decent, but sometimes you'll see something that looks awful, like this example. So yeah, it's not exactly perfect. If you don't like the result, you can always try creating the pet again, but let's just ignore the fact that the image generation is imperfect. And by the way, just so you know, the image generation model on ChatGPT Codex is actually less or inferior compared to ChatGPT, even though they are from the same company, from OpenAI. But I think the ChatGPT web version was using the high quality of GPT image model, but in Codex it is using medium or maybe even low version of it. So that's why we are getting this result, which is not the best, but I think that's okay for now. Okay, so sometimes it's going to tell you that you have to create a folder. You have to create a folder, and then you have to copy the sprites and also the JSON file right here. But in this case, I think it just created the files and then installed the pet into this folder. So let me just open that on my computer. Yeah, sometimes it's going to ask you to manually copy the files, but in this case, I think it. Okay, let me just check that. All right, so yeah, this is the folder. There is a new pet called Chompy. And yeah, there are two files, which is the pet.json and then spreadsheet.webp. Now, again, sometimes it's going to ask to install or to add these two files manually. It's going to tell you where you can find those two files, and then you have to copy that into the Codex folder. But basically here, I don't have to do that, fortunately. Okay, so to install the pet, you can navigate to your profile, settings, and then, oh, sorry, it's a bit laggy. So I cannot control my cursor for some reason. Oops. Yeah, this is a glitch that I found on Codex. Maybe you cannot see the problem, but I actually cannot really control my cursor. Okay, now I can do that. I can control the cursor. Okay, so go to pets, and there you go. So we got a new pet right here. I'm going to select that. And there you go. So we got the pet. It's just very much alike to this pet, to this photo. Although, yeah, I just don't like the fact that there is the extra fifth hand of the cat, but that's fine. Okay, now that's just one way to create the pet based on a photo or based on a text description. There is actually a website called petdex.dev. So this is a website that has a curated list of pets that you can install on ChatGPT Codex. So you can see that they look a lot better than the ones that I just created using ChatGPT. I think they are maybe using some manual work, or at least partially manual work. That's why they are a lot more polished, looks prettier, more consistent, and yeah, they look really cool. So if you want to download them, if you want to use them on Codex, you can open it, and then you can run this terminal command. If you have Node.js, you can use this method, or you can also just download the file manually. You can click share and then download zip, and then after that you'll see that there is going to be a file like this, a zip file that contains two items, pet.json and the spreadsheet in the WebP format, and then you have to copy those two files into the location of ChatGPT Codex folder. So that's where you want to put the file. You want to create a folder which represents the name of the pet, and then you have to put the items right there. So that's how you can do it. And I guess I want to do one testing. I want to see if I can actually make this pet to give me a sort of notification. So let me just go back to Codex, and I'll just ask something simple like maybe what is the latest video on the downloads folder. Okay, so it's not working on any particular project, so it should be asking me for permission. There you go. You can see that there is this notification, and also it might be asking me for permission. Okay, so yeah, you can see the status right there, and I guess that's why the pet feature can be quite handy. It's giving you a real-time information of ChatGPT Codex without you having to constantly open the desktop app. So yeah, I would say that's how you can use the ChatGPT Hatch Pet feature to create your custom digital pet on the platform. So if you learned something from this video, you can subscribe to this channel. And of course, if you want to see some future videos about AI and AI use cases, then of course you can like this video and subscribe to this channel. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on my next video. Have a good one.